welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, thank you for joining me. So today I would like to talk to you about buying knockoff and counterfeit goods. We generally think that we're not doing any harm buying a cheap designer handbag or a fake Rolex, that it's a victimless crime, and who doesn't love a bargain? But buying that knockoff of your dream wedding dress or that fake Louis Vuitton handbag is far from a victimless crime. Now, I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't buy or what you should and shouldn't buy, but I want to talk to you about knockoffs, fake products, and why maybe you should think twice before buying them. Knockoffs and counterfeit products are everywhere. You've probably seen them in markets worldwide when you've been on holiday. You've probably seen them online, on websites, on eBay. You've probably bought some either on purpose or unknowingly. I'm going to talk mainly about fashion knockoffs and counterfeits, particularly within the bridal industry. But this is an issue that is mirrored for a whole range of products through a whole range of industry. And the reasons not to buy them are the same pretty much for whatever fake product that you're buying. The catalyst for my research and for making this video was all the posts that I've been seeing recently in wedding Facebook groups, where girls post a photo of themselves in a wedding dress shop or a fashion dress shop wearing a dress that they love, but asking people where they can get it cheaper. And the majority of the replies linked to eBay or AliExpress or to websites selling knockoff versions of it, and it's just become so normal to buy a fake product. I know that a lot of the posts asking where can I get this cheaper are because the girl in the picture and the poster can't afford the designer dress. So I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can find a dress without blowing your budget and without resorting to buying an illegal knockoff. I'll also give you some tips on how you can spot the knockoff sites so you can protect yourself from getting scammed. So the counterfeit market is huge. It's estimated to be worth $500 billion annually. In 2014 in the US, Homeland Security seized over $1.2 billion worth of products that infringed on intellectual property rights. This goes way beyond designer handbags and fake Rolexes and fake wedding dresses. It's not just fashion and watches. There's counterfeit medications, foods, drinks, even infant formula being made. And they often look exactly like the genuine brands, but with one big difference. They're potentially lethal. So I'm going to put links to all of my sources in the description so you can find out more if you want to. And honestly, what I'm telling you here is just a fraction of what's going on. It's pretty frightening. So here are some reasons why you might want to think twice before buying that counterfeit bargain. Number one, they're lying to you. The images that you see on these fashion knockoff sites are stolen. These companies did not design or make the dress in the photo, but are passing it off as their work, and it's false advertising. And guess what? Number two, it's illegal. These knockoff companies are illegally stealing intellectual property from genuine brands and designers, which is a crime. They're stealing their designs and photos, and they're using other people's hard work to make money for themselves. It's hard to quantify, but this means that designers, stores and manufacturers whose photos are being used and whose products are being copied by the counterfeiting criminals are losing millions and millions of dollars annually. And it's not just huge brands and huge luxury brands that are affected. Small businesses and independent designers are also having their designs ripped off. And small businesses like mine don't have the resources to put into fighting intellectual property theft. We don't have the money to take out multiple expensive patents to try and protect ourselves. And we shouldn't have to be worrying about protecting our designs like this or thinking of innovative ways to make our designs less copyable. It's also illegal to buy fake products in many countries, and more countries are working on bringing in laws that make it illegal. So it could cost you more than anything you've saved by buying the fake. In France, for example, you can be fined up to €1,000 or face 3 years in jail if you're caught buying a counterfeit product or bringing it through customs. In Italy, you can also be fined. And if you bring knockoff goods into Australia or order them online, you risk both having the goods taken and being fined. 3. You are not going to get what you see in the picture, if you get anything at all. As I said, these websites are using stolen photos of dresses that they had no part in designing or making, and you are not going to get the dress in the photo. So in the past, I have altered knockoff dresses, something which I now completely refuse to do, and the quality is just shocking. The quality of the fabrics is terrible, the sewing and the finish is awful, there's just no attention to detail. Appliques and beads are often glued on rather than sewn on. Lace and embroidery is often asymmetrical. They often arrive crumpled and smelling strongly of formaldehyde or some other chemicals. And if the web listing says silk and Swarovski crystals, you're going to get polyester or nylon and plastic. I've seen dresses that were so badly sewn that they were asymmetrical when they shouldn't be. I saw one that had the skirt attached to the bodice, probably 45 degrees or more off where it should be, so the train came out the side of the dress instead of out the back. I've seen dresses where the lining is a different size to the outside, so it doesn't sit properly. And there's generally no boning or structure, and light coloured dresses are often see-through because they're just made using really cheap fabrics. If you've ordered a dress with a big fluffy princess skirt, it won't be as full. They cut the panels much slimmer, and all the petticoats in the world aren't going to give you the voluminous look of the original. Chances are you won't even get the colour or size that you've ordered. So often, by the time you've had all the necessary alterations done, you've spent a huge amount of money and could have bought a quality dress from a reputable designer for the same cost. And even after all the alterations and spending all that money, you're left with a dress made from cheap, nasty fabrics, and no seamstress or alterations expert in the world can change that. And I know there's some of you probably watching thinking that the quality of the dresses is okay, but they're really not. We've just become so used to buying poorly made fast fashion made from cheap, nasty fabrics that our expectations and idea of what's nice have become really, really low. And all of this is if you even get what you ordered. Some websites will take your money, then disappear, only to pop up again under a new name to con the next unsuspecting bargain hunter. 4. If you have a problem, they probably won't accept returns or no longer exist. So these knockoff websites aren't known for their customer service or great returns policies. Chances are that when your order turns up, they won't be easily contactable, they won't be willing to offer you any kind of return, exchange or refund, or they won't even exist anymore, and you'll be out of pocket and stuck with an unwearable dress. 5. Counterfeit and knockoff goods aren't regulated by safety standards. The fabric in an item of clothing from a genuine brand will have to meet specific regulations to make sure it's fire retardant, not made from hazardous materials, amongst other things. Knockoff companies aren't regulated and have no regard for health and safety regulations. Your dress is touching your skin. Surely you want to know that it's not been dyed with hazardous chemicals or made from materials that will adversely affect your health. And if you're thinking of buying some fake makeup to go with your fake dress, think again. Fake makeup has been found to contain cadmium, arsenic and lead in dangerous levels, and in some they've even found cyanide. The hazardous chemicals and unregulated production methods are responsible for a huge amount of pollution. So when you buy a knockoff, you're not just putting your health at risk, but also that of the factory workers and the planet. 6. You're putting your personal and financial information at risk. In the UK, since 2014, police have shut down more than 28,000 websites selling counterfeit goods. Over 4,000 of these websites have been set up using identities stolen from customers when they purchased from other websites selling fakes. So buying from knockoff websites puts your personal and financial information at risk. 7. Your money could be funding other criminal activities. Many of the organised crime groups involved in counterfeiting are using it as a way to fund other criminal activities, such as human trafficking, prostitution, weapons trafficking, money laundering, drug trafficking, and even funding terrorism. Remember the attack on the Charlie Hebdo offices in Paris? The terrorists funded their weapons for the attack in part by selling counterfeit Nike trainers. 8. You could be supporting human exploitation and slavery. I've talked about the companies and designers and you as a buyer being the victims of these counterfeiting criminals, but the other victims are the people who are making these knockoffs. The criminal gangs who run the factories have no regard for their workers. The factories producing counterfeit products are illegal, so there are no regulations to protect the workers. Sweatshops are prevalent in the counterfeiting industry. Child labour is common. The working conditions are shocking. The people making your bargain dress or bag could be working up to 100 hours a week in filthy, unsafe factories and earning well below living wage. In Cambodia, counterfeit factories are protected by armed guards because they are no longer paying their workers, they are buying them. These slaves, which include children as young as 11, are working 20-hour days chained to their machines with no regard for their health or safety. They are being treated as a replaceable cog in the counterfeiting machine. 9. You're taking money from your own economy and community. The loss of business to genuine brands, the people selling the counterfeit goods not paying tax, the loss of revenue to governments that comes from this, the cost of policing and intercepting the counterfeit goods, and more, is having a huge impact on economies worldwide. It's estimated that the counterfeit trade costs the European fashion industry $27.5 billion annually, and in the UK, counterfeiters are costing the fashion industry $3.42 billion and 40,000 jobs annually. And that's just the cost of one of the many industries that are affected by these counterfeiters. 10. You're hurting fashion designers and brands. The damage to a brand's reputation, as well as the financial losses, can be devastating for a genuine business and has the potential to finish them. If you unknowingly buy a counterfeit product, you're going to associate that genuine brand with a poor quality product and not buy from them in the future, as well as maybe leaving negative reviews and telling your friends not to shop there. If you're going into bridal shops or fashion stores to try on a dress with no intention of buying it, then ordering a fake version online, you're hurting that bridal business as well as the designers. A lot of bridal stores have started charging for appointments now because this is happening to them so often. You're discouraging innovation and the development of new products. Why should a brand spend big dollars developing something new, knowing it's probably going to be counterfeited as soon as it hits the market? You're pushing the prices of genuine brands up. Fighting the counterfeiters, legal costs, lost sales, increased IP protection all mean that a brand has to spend more money, which in turn means the cost of their products has to go up. So next time you're tempted to buy a cheap copy of anything, remember that you could potentially be having a hand in sending a brand that you love bankrupt. So here's some tips for how to shop for a wedding dress on a budget without resorting to buying a knockoff. 1. Buy a vintage or pre-loved dress. Look online. Look on Facebook buy and sell groups, on Facebook wedding groups, and on websites like Still White for someone selling your dream gown secondhand. This is a great way to get the dress you love at a fraction of the original price. If you find your dress, go and see it and try it on if you can so that you know you are getting the genuine dress. If you can't get there in person, get as many photos as you can, including pictures of the labels, and ask to see copies of the bridal store receipts so that you know that it's genuine. If you've fallen in love with a style that's been discontinued by a bridal company, this can also be a great way to get your hands on it. Look for vintage dresses or ask a family member if you can wear their wedding dress. Vintage dresses give you something completely unique, often at a really great price. And wearing something from a family member is really special. And if it's okay with them, you can even have some alterations done to make it suit your style and update it if necessary. You can often find vintage and pre-loved dresses in thrift stores for a great price. I picked up an 80s wedding dress that I'm going to rock up for 30 bucks at a charity shop recently. 2. In-store sample sales. Most bridal boutiques hold sample sales and you can pick up genuine dresses at a huge discount. 3. Online sales by designers and bridal stores. Designers and stores also often have a sale section on their websites. I did a quick Google search and found the sale page for the Sposa Group in Sydney, where some of their styles on sale were discounted by as much as $2,000. 4. Reputable fashion brands doing a bridal range. There are now lots of online and bricks and mortar reputable fashion brands who do a bridal range and do fabulous evening and bridesmaids dresses that would be great if you're a non-traditional bride. Modcloth, ASOS, Monsoon, Coast, Debenhams, Fame & Partners, French Connection, and many more. Google it. You'll be amazed what you can find. You'll be surprised at how many online and high street fashion brands are now doing a bridal range at really great prices. There's also bridal designers who do dresses for lower budgets. David's Bridal has dresses under $200, and on their website there's 10 pages of dresses that are under $600. 5. Be open-minded. Shop for evening dresses or bridesmaids dresses. This is a great option if you're not looking for something traditional. If you are a more traditional bride, some bridesmaids dresses can be ordered in white or ivory. If these are too simple, you can even get a dressmaker to add embellishments or to add a detachable train or overskirt to them. 6. Rock up a plain dress. Find a plain dress that is in the style and colour you like and add embellishment. This is exactly how my rocked up frock started. It was an alternative way for my clients to get a one-off dress with my Rockstars and Royalty style without the price tag of a full couture dress. If you're creative, this is something you can do yourself. If not, look for a local seamstress who can do it for you. Here's some ways to spot a website selling knockoff dresses with stolen pictures. Number 1, look at the pictures. These websites are normally selling a huge number of different styles. There will be professional photos of the dresses, but the style of the photos will be inconsistent because they're stolen from lots of different places. Some of them are even stolen pictures of real brides. If you're in doubt, save the picture of the dress that you like onto your computer and then go to Google and do a reverse image search for it. From this, you should be able to find out who the original designer is. And if the website you're on isn't one of this designer's listed stockists, then you're being scammed. 2. Look at how many pictures there are of each dress. Are there pictures of the dress from different angles on different models? Email and ask for pictures of the actual dress that you'll be getting. Genuine brands will be able to send you these pictures. 3. Look at the price. If the price looks too good to be true, it usually is. You're not going to get luxurious silk and Swarovski crystals or intricate beading for the price on the knockoff websites. If you know or can find out the name of the original designer and possibly the style name or number of the dress you like, you can get an idea of how much the genuine dress costs. If you don't know the exact style, you can still get a ballpark figure for that designer. If the prices on the website are a lot lower, you're being scammed. 4. Look at the contact page. Is there an address and phone number as well as an email address? If there's a phone number, call them, see if it's genuine and ask them questions. If there's only an email address, be wary. And be aware that even if there is an address listed, it doesn't mean it's genuine. Remember all those stolen identities I was talking to you about before, whose names and addresses were used to set up websites? It's easy for them to make you think they're based in the UK or the US or wherever. And don't let a .com.au or a .co.uk web address fool you either. It can all be faked. 5. Look up reviews. Read as many reviews as you can find and you'll soon know whether this website is selling genuine dresses or illegal copies. My original plan when I was planning this video was to end with me buying a knockoff dress and then making another video when it arrived and showing you what I received. But after doing my research, I can't do it. I just can't justify giving them my money, even in the name of research and helping consumers make an informed choice. There's enough pictures online already of knockoff dress disasters to see how bad that these dresses can be. Check out Brides Beware and Knockoff Nightmares on Facebook. If you are still tempted to buy a knockoff dress, do your research. Look up reviews, look up their return policy and cover yourself. And mostly, don't be surprised when you don't get what you think you're going to get. You may have saved some money, but at what cost? You, the consumer, have a lot of power. Use it wisely. Thanks for listening. Please share this video with your friends. Please tell them about this next time they're shopping for a bargain online or in a market on a holiday. I'm going to leave comments open on this video for now, but please don't comment and say I bought a knockoff, whatever, and I'm happy with it. That might be so, but you're still supporting theft and deception. You're supporting exploitation of people who made your item, and there's no justification for that. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative, and I will be back soon with some new videos. Catch you soon. Bye.